Today, I see so many things happening in the press that I'm told that I'm supposed to believe, but with my knowledge, I just can't. I'm sorry, I can't believe what I'm being told.
Cincinnati, where medical personnel have been working on Bill's safety, Damar Hamlin, for the last 9 minutes. Hamlin made a hit. He got up, took a couple of steps, and then just fell to the ground.
They have been administering CPR through these past two breaks that we've taken.
Welcome back to That Girl Casey. Now, I'm sure you guys are probably thinking, oh, she doesn't believe that Damar Hamlin was under cardiac arrest because that's the clip I just showed you, right? But no, that's not what I'm trying to say at all. Like, first of all, what happened that day, that was terrible. However, there are certain reports that we're being giving about this situation that simply do not line up. And I just want to go over them right now. So I pulled up this New York Times about inside the hospital where Damar Hamlin's life was saved. You saw in the video that I showed that they said that Damar Hamlin was down for 9 minutes receiving CPR. That means for 9 minutes he was not breathing on his own. Mr. Hamlin was dead when he fell to the ground, said Dr. Timothy Pritz. But the 24-year-old safety left the hospital a week after a cardiac arrest with no apparent neurological deficits. Although his heart was beating again by the time he reached the emergency room, he had a common complication of acute respiratory distress syndrome, ARDS. So he spent most of his time laying face down. So he was in the ventilator laying face down. For the first few days on the unit, Mr. Hamlin doctors worried about whether he would recover at all. If so, to what extent? This is where the story now has to start. It takes a beeline for me into a whole nother direction. But on January the 4th, they said in a news conference at the hospital, Mr. Hamlin had begun to improve. I could deal with that. He was awake enough to communicate by nodding and shaking his head. Could deal with that too. To the medical staff's delight, he even wrote, "Did we win?" I can't deal with that. Sorry. So finally, a week after his cardiac arrest, hospital staff secreted him out of the medical center to fly. Yeah, secreted him out of the medical center to fly back to Buffalo. Dr. Knight accompanied him to the Cincinnati airport. It is still not known why Mr. Hamlin had a car. We're not going to get into why he had the cardiac arrest. Y'all already know by watching my channel why I think that. Faces what could be weeks to months of recuperation. So now I just gave you that extensive reporting, okay? CPR for 9 minutes is very exhausting on the people giving it. So what you're looking at here is what they call a Lucas machine. This mannequin, it looks like it's nothing, right? But I have seen this machine in action, though how deep it goes in as a compression. I was like, oh my God, her ribs are turning into mincemeat. Like, that's crazy. Like, after I seen that thing work, I was like, have I ever been given effective CPR? Because like, wow. Okay. This is not to convince anybody, but this is for me to discuss what I know.
Looks like Damar Hamlin is in the building. Yes, if they show him in the stadium in any capacity, it will blow the doors off of this place. Damar Hamlin just showed up, and it looks like his mom and his little brother is there. Oh, we love to see it. Stay tuned. It's the Bengals. Bills coming up.
To the facility this week, Sean McDermott telling us it was so good to have him around. He told us it's baby steps.
I'm told that I'm supposed to believe that was Damar Hamlin going to the football game last night. Why I have a problem with that? Many reasons, besides the fact that the person walking totally covered their face, so I couldn't even see really who it was, right? But the fact that this is the biggest medical anomaly in life. Yes, he is a young man. I get it, right? And of course, he did get a defibrillator. He had wonderful, resuscitation practice that was in play, of course. But I will not accept the fact that is the same person who just almost 2 weeks ago, like maybe only 2 weeks ago, but 2 weeks and a half ago, was down for 9 minutes, not receiving oxygen to his brain, okay, for 9 minutes, getting resuscitated manually instead of the heart pumping. They said that Damar Hamlin, like 5 days later, was jumping out of his chair or something when he was watching football and he saw a touchdown. How? When, again, you lose oxygen to the brain, it causes all kinds of damage. Now, I'm not saying that you're just going to stay damaged forever. No, but it causes damage that takes time to reverse. That's all I'm saying. It takes time to reverse. Because, yes, right now, there is something trending that he is, ended, right? And I have to use my words funny because, you know, I don't believe that he's ended, but I don't believe that that was him. I don't. Let the man recover, right? Why do we have to even push the fast narrative that in 2 weeks he was walking on his own? I read another report saying that while he's home, right, he's on continuous oxygen and heart monitoring. I saw no oxygen tanks and a little bit of footage that I had there. Not to mention and when I say oxygen tank, nobody's gonna walk around with a big tank. Nobody's gonna walk around with a big tank. But when I say oxygen tank, I mean like a little compressed. They have like these small bag compressed tanks now. Didn't see none of that. And the man has a mask on, but he's supposed to be getting good airway. You know what I mean? Good airway recovery. Seizures are quite common after an oxic brain injury. Yes, they can be prolonged and sometimes difficult to bring under control. This is true. This is a stage of critical illness, and full range of intensive care support is needed to give the best chances of survival, the best outcomes. All right. The most rapid recovery is usually the first 6 months, and by about 1 year, the likely long-term outcome will have become clearer. However, improvement may continue for much longer after, certainly for several years, although the steps may become more modest and gradual after the first few months. Just a few days before, they had to leave him prone because there's so much fluid in his body. His skin should look discolored. And look at this picture. This picture right here is saying that this was like 2-3 days after. The man does not even look swelled up. All of that happens because the fluid is like going into spaces in your body and it's occupying like interstitial spaces. Because 3 days later, he looks normal, fine, right? You can't really see his mouth or anything in that picture. And then 2 weeks later, he's already, 2.5 weeks later, he's already standing at the sidelines in the game. No monitor, no nothing. Nothing. Masked up, goggled up. So this is not a video of me trying to convince anybody. You don't have to believe anything I said. Of course not. Come on, But for me, in this field, registered nurse, been a nurse altogether, LPN first, registered nurse next, for 13 years. And today I'm supposed to believe that he just got up out of bed and now he gets to go. This person shouldn't even be going out in the cold. You don't even want them to get a respiratory infection. Whatever. I'm supposed to believe that that's him. Why do I think they're doing this? When he collapsed, a lot of people started asking questions. You got to control the situation. The narrative, you have to control it so people realize like, oh, well, he just collapsed real quick, but then he's okay. That's not even normal. Like that explanation is not even normal. He just collapsed real quick, but he good now. Not like that. And again, I don't believe he's ended, but I do believe that he is actually maybe now on the trachea. I pray. I do pray for his recovery. I do. But I will not accept that person that they showed me footage of walking just fine like that, face covered up, is Damar Hamlin. And these are the lies that I'm talking about. And because I have knowledge of this field, I will not accept it. You guys, thank you for watching. And I'll see you at the next video. Bye.